Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash, the Damas to those great millstone I learned his truth, and also to the whole elect that scatter abroad. I'd like to say, shalom. And come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the type of day lesson is set them in order before thy eyes. So I'd like to say shalom to all our listeners and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So what is set them back in order? Who is the them? That is the what? Israel. And that about the Lord is setting us back in order right before what? Our enemies' eyes. And that about the Lord is doing a mighty work. We seeing that, you know what I'm saying, he's raising up what? The prophets, what? The house of David. The Lord is raising us up. He's getting ready to put us back in our what? Our first estate. We cannot wait. We are very excited. And that about we seeing that the Lord is visiting the earth that he created. He's putting the curses on the other nation. And that about it, you know, what was last shall be what? Shall be first. And that about it, we cannot wait. So we knowing that that order that is coming is what? The new world order that what is coming is what? It's the kingdom of heaven. And that about it, we cannot wait. So the title of the day lesson once again is set them in order before thine eyes. And that about it, we get started. We get started in the book of Matthew chapter 6. And we'll start at verse 9. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9. And it reads that after this matter, therefore pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Verse 10 is the point. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So that about that order, what is coming, you know what I'm saying? It is coming what? To the earth. And that about it, everything with what? Dwell with righteousness. And that about it, the truth is being declared left and right throughout the what? The four corners of the earth. And that about we constantly declaring. And that about that order is coming. And that about because what? We constantly prophesying. We constantly preaching, you know, warning you of the impending danger of what's coming. What is coming? The kingdom of heaven. And also the great and glorious return of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 29. Just a quick lesson through the spirit, and I hope you get edified by the lesson today. Isaiah chapter 29, one moment. Isaiah chapter 29, and we'll start at verse 16. Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 16, one moment. And it reads, surely your turning the things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, have no understanding. So that about it, now that's talking about the what? The so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And that about that, he had turned the world what? Upside down. This is the upside down world. And that about what? This is the what? A land of confusion. And that about, you know, talking about, you know, a man can marry a man, a woman can marry a woman, and that about all these different what? Chemtrails, all this poison in the air, and that about all sorts of calamities that's going on in the earth. You know, it's just great death and mourning and sorrow, and that about because what? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. They had turned the world upside down. So the Lord is getting ready to turn the world what? Back right side up. And that about who was on the bottom? We was on the bottom, Jacob. And that about the Lord gonna set us back what? Back in our first state, back on top. You know, he's setting us back in order right what? Before their eyes. And that about the Lord is doing a mighty work. He's visiting the earth that he created. And that about what was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. Ooh, we cannot wait. So rejoice ye heaven. So now let's go to let's go to get a quick precept. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter. Another little quick example, you know, that the Lord is setting things back in order. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. One moment. Quick lesson through the spirit. I hope that you get edified by the lesson today. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. And it reads, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. So we seeing that, you know, the Lord is putting the curses upon the heathen nation, also the 2/3. And now about the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. We seeing that the Lord, you know, is constantly moving through the earth. And now about it, you know, all the affliction that we have went through, all the oppression is getting ready to what? To turn towards them. They're getting ready to be the what? The new ninjas. And now about the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work, and we cannot wait. So rejoice ye heaven. So now let's go to one moment. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, one moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, and we'll start at verse 27. And it reads, 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 27. It reads that, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Verse 28, for as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without faith, without fruit, shall be declared. And everybody that's the Lord is setting things back in order through what? Through this gospel, through this understanding. And everybody, we constantly what? Prophesy left and right, telling you about the what? The pending danger, what's coming, Jacob's trouble, the beginning of the sorrow, wars, pestilence, famine. And also, we seeing that the what? Israel is what? Is rising. You know what I'm saying? What? The house of David. And everybody, we cannot wait. The first Israel is a what? It's a person. Then also it's getting ready to become a what? A physical place, the kingdom of heaven. We cannot wait, because you know it's so long, we've been so long without it, had the truth has been so long without fruit, but out about now it is being declared. So that what? The Lord is setting things back in order right before our eyes, and that about what the preaching of what of this gospel. And also the Lord said, when you go to Matthew chapter 24 verse 14, said, and this gospel shall be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, then shall the end come. And out about that's that order is coming back. The Lord is setting the record straight, and out about it that, hey, we cannot wait. Lord is doing it. So now let's go to one moment. Let's go to Isaiah. One moment. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10. One moment. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. And it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. You know, in truth, in spirit. And everybody, you know, we're not worried about all the affliction that we went through. You know what I'm saying? We're not even upon the so-called white, but the two-third, they did not come out of that mindset. We came back under what? That total subjection to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we're not even worried about the so-called white man. We constantly what? We following what? Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So the order is putting us back into order. We're not what? Leaning on our own understanding, but we're trusting and believing in Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. He's setting us in order right before their eyes, right before what? There are our enemies' eyes. And out about that, the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. So a lot of people are in for what? A rude awakening. So now, let's go to one moment. Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 16, a little bit more edification on that. Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 6 once again. 2 Ezra chapter 6, and we'll start up at 2 Ezra chapter 6, and we'll start up at verse 18. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 18. And it reads, And it is said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw near and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. Verse 19, and I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that had hurt unjustly, and with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. And about we're at the end of our captivity. We're at the end of all our affliction, all our oppression. You know what I'm saying? First one, fire. Last one, all these different things that was brought upon us. And about we know that we sin against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We're bearing the indignation, but now the Lord is what? Setting the record straight. He's setting us back in order right before our what? Our enemies' eye. The heathen nation, they got hell to pay. And also the two-thirds that kept that what? That same mindset, they got hell to pay. And about they didn't want to come back into order. And about the Lord is getting ready to say they would know it what? Death by pain. So now let's start back up. 2 Ezra chapter 6. And we'll start back up one moment. We'll start back up at verse 20. And it reads, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away, which is right now, shall be finished, then will I show these tokens are the signs. The book shall be opened before the fundament, and they shall see all together. So a lot of people are seeing what's going on in the world all together, and not about what the truth is being what declared, and not about it. We seeing that, you know what I'm saying, everyone is finding out who is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks. They're finding out who is the chosen people of the Bible, the Negroes, the Latinos, you know what I'm saying, the Mexicans, the Native Indians, and not about the things are being what manifest left and right. So people are seeing all together. The love of many is waxing cold, and not about the Lord is what shifting the house of Israel, and not about that. You know, we are here. It is at the door. The Lord is setting things right back in order, right before their eyes. We cannot wait. The Lord is doing a mighty work, and He is a major chess player. So now let's go to one moment. Let's go to Proverbs. No, let's go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Something I want to get out of here. One moment. Ecclesiastes. One moment. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 4. A little bit more edification. Let's see where I'm at. Hold on. One moment. One moment. No, let's go to Luke. One moment. Let's go to Luke chapter 12. That's what I want to get first. Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12, and we'll start at verse 2. Luke chapter 12 and verse 2. And it reads, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid, and shall not be known." Verse 3, "Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which have spoken in the ear in closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetop." And that about it, this wisdom and knowledge is going out through the four corners of the earth. This gospel is being preached. We're constantly prophesying left and right. We're keeping not silent. The Lord is putting us back in order. And that about what that breath of life is in us. When you go to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 11, you know what I'm saying? We're standing on our feet. And we stand on fire for Yahweh. We're getting back in order. And that about it, we walking accordingly. We're not leaning on our own understanding, but we are trusting and believing in Yahweh. And we fear the Lord. And we know the true names of the Heavenly Father. We constantly magnifying his name each and every day. That's how we're getting back in order. We know the true names of the Heavenly Father. That's the only name under heaven that you will be saved by. Is the great king that sits on the throne is Yahweh. And our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer is Yahweh. He's getting ready to return and set things back into order. So now let's go to one moment. Let's go to see where I want to go to now. One moment. Let's go to one moment. Let's go to Proverbs, get a quick precept. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 29. Proverbs chapter 29. One moment. Proverbs chapter 29. One moment. Proverbs chapter 29. See where I want to start. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 1. We start with verse 1. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 1. "He that being often reproved harden his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy." So that about it, one that's constantly hardening his neck is also the two-third and also the heathen nation. They're hardening their neck, and that about it, they're walking in great pride. And the Lord is getting ready to set the record straight. And that about it, they're in for a rude awakening. The Lord said, "I will let till they be taken out to wait." And that about it, so the earth was given into the hands of the wicked for a very, very short time. That's why we seeing all these things are all out of order. We seeing all this chaos. We seeing all this death and great destruction. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is getting ready to come back and destroy the one that destroyed the earth. And who is that? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Not about it. All these chemtrails, constantly messing with the weather. You know what I'm saying? All these floods in diverse places. He held the earth in in all sorts of turmoil and great chaos. And that about it. The Lord is angry with the wicked each and every day. And that about it. We cannot wait. The Lord is getting ready to set the record straight. So now let's just drop down to Proverbs chapter 29. Let's drop down to verse 16, and it reads that when the wicked is multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous shall see their fall. And that about we're about to see their fall. And that about it, we knowing that the devil is getting ready to come down with a great wrath. We seeing that wickedness has exceeded, polluted the whole earth. And that about it, because they're in charge. And that about the Lord had put them there for a moment. Now to do the Lord put a vessel of a dishonor, which in fact is Esau, Edom. The wicked. Now he constantly doing the Lord's will from the left hand side. All this chaos, all this death. Great death and destruction. Everywhere he go, he is the border of wickedness. And that about the Lord is getting ready to cease all of this. And that about we cannot wait. We seeing it right before our eyes. And that about everyone is going back in order, whether you want to believe it or not. And that about that, I'm telling you, man, we cannot wait. We are very close, man. We are very, very close. Our salvation is very close that we yet believe. And a lot of people still are walking around not concerned. And that about they're being put back in a rightful place too. Also, the 2/3, and that about it, it's the 2/3 and the 1/3, and that about it, we knowing that the 2/3 are getting ready to be cut off and die on his side, but the third shall be left therein. You know what I'm saying? The Israel of the Most High, the one that the Lord is getting ready to come back for, and that about it, we cannot wait, and that about it, we get very close. So now, let's go to Matthew's one moment. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19. Matthew chapter 19. One moment. Matthew chapter 19. I hope that you get edified by the lesson today. Matthew chapter 19 and verse 30. Matthew chapter 19 and verse 30. And it reads that, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So that about who is at the bottom: the Negroes, the Hispanics, the Native Indians, the Latinos. We're at the bottom right now. The people of color. But in the end, the Lord is getting ready to turn what? Things right back sides up. That's setting things back into order. What? To kingdom of heaven. And that about it. You know what I'm saying? So everyone is getting ready to go back in a natural, proper place. And that about it. This place is the temple world. This place is getting ready to be the what? Destroyed with that fervent heat. That's what we're hoping for each and every day. We hasten his great and glorious return. And that about it. We're ready for a new what? A new heaven and a new earth. What? With dwell in what? Righteousness. We cannot wait. So now let's go to Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. Just quick random scriptures. Jeremiah chapter 49. One moment. Jeremiah. One moment. Jeremiah. Let's see here. One moment. Jeremiah chapter 49. One moment. Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. And it reads, but I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbor, and he is not. Let's read that again. Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret place, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbor, and he is not. So that about the Lord is constantly exposing his what? His evil agenda, his what? His evil, wicked devices. And that about we're not what? Ignorant of Satan's devices. And that about the Lord is what? Revealing his secrets, what? To the prophet, what? The house of David. We're constantly rising, and what? That light is shining us each and every day. And that about it, these heathen nations, they beginning to see that we're rising. That about and great fear is falling upon them. And that about they seeing that, hey, you know what? Hey, these people are the children of the Most High. And that about a lot of people are still in denial, but that about the Lord is getting ready to make it what? Very plain and clear. And that about it will be no mistakes when the Lord bring it. Hey, we getting ready to be back on top. Immortality, rulership, spiritual power. So now let's go to one moment. Let's go to one, and also we seeing that he's scrambling to perform all his enterprise. What? This new world order, this global reset, this digital currency. You know what I'm saying? He's in a hair, but that about he's exposing and making it fair. And also the other nation are what? Hating the whore, which in fact is AKA Babylon the Great. When you go to Revelation chapter 17, and that about it, we seeing that this man is getting ready to go down. You know what I'm saying? We cannot wait. Hey, boy, he's getting ready to go down in a blaze of what? A fire. And that about we cannot wait. He's about to fill his belly. But that about the Lord said he will not be able to perform his enterprise. Now about it, hey, we are here, and so that is about through much tribulation, ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. So we knowing that we get ready to go through this turbulent time, but that about the Lord is setting things right back in order. And out of we seeing that the Lord is doing it. We seeing that we're constantly rising. We seeing that the truth is constantly being proclaimed. And out about it, and the true men of the Lord are constantly standing up. It's being obvious who they are. And out about it, we're standing on our feet. We're sounding the trumpet each and every day through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Either they will hear or either they will forbear. We really don't care, because we knowing that we trying to get delivered and get out of this wicked nightmare. So now let's go to one moment. Let's get a quick precept. Let's go to one moment. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, just random scriptures. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. One moment. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse, see what I want to go to. Chapter 1 and verse 6, I believe. One moment. See if this here. See if they here. And he become a follower. No, that ain't what I want. Let's see. One moment. Let's go to Lamentations chapter 4. We go to Lamentations chapter 4. One moment. Lamentations chapter 4. And this is exactly what's getting ready to happen. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. And it reads, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And that about the Lord is discovering, you know what I'm saying, the sins of the heathen nation. Also Esau, Edom. What was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. And that about it, they're getting ready to what? To drink of what? The dregs of that cup. Oppression. You know what I'm saying? I did about it. Hey, we cannot wait. Slavery is coming back in a big way. So the Lord is setting things back in order, but we cannot wait. So let's get another quick precept. Let's go to Obadiah. Let's go to Obadiah chapter 1. Obadiah chapter 1. Just a quick lesson, random scriptures off the Spirit. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 15. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 15. One moment. And it reads, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Verse 16, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been. Woo! And that's the Lord setting things back in order right now. You know what I'm saying? It's seeing like that we're the losers right now. It's seeing like that, we're in a no-win situation. But the Lord said when the enemy coming like a flood, he's going to lift up that standard. And we cannot wait. All we must do is trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. And the Lord is setting things back in order right before our eyes. We're constantly rising in the middle of the Lord. The prophets are being what? Raised up. And we beginning to see who are the men of the Lord. We beginning to see what? The house of David, setting things back in order right before our enemy's eyes. And he's doing it right before our eyes also. And the Lord is doing a mighty work. And also, the Bible is a true book. So let's go to Amos. Let's get another quick precept. Let's go to Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. One moment. Amos chapter 9. One moment. Amos chapter 9. One moment. One moment. Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. And it reads, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up the ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. And we seeing that the head tribe, we're constantly rising. We're seeing that the northern tribe, they're constantly waking up. We're coming together. We're standing on our feet. And we're knowing who we are. We knowing who our enemies are. And once we wake up, it's all hell to pay for the heathen nation. All the things and all the atrocity that they did to the children of Israel is getting ready to come upon their own head. And since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall what? Pursue thee. You know what I'm saying? Ezekiel chapter I think it's 35, and that we are here. It is at the door. The Lord is doing it. Everything is getting ready to come right back into what? Into order. And that all this chaos, pedophilia, bestiality, all these red devils are running rampant. And the Lord's getting ready to put that change on. We're getting ready to put their ass in slavery for 1,000 years. And we cannot wait. Woo, we cannot wait, man. I'm telling you, we are here. And man. Kabar Dum, I like to say Shalom, Kabar Dum on the comment board. Everyone else that's on the comment board that joined me on this live. And so we are here. And that we seeing, all these things that's going on. A lot of people are getting ready for Labor Day, getting ready for these barbecues and different things like that. And we're right at the end. You know what I'm saying? All sorts of hell is getting ready to break loose. And right upon World War III. The New World Order is right upon us. You know what I'm saying? A famine, starvation. And the Lord is setting things back into order. And we won't have anything to worry about. And the Lord said he will preserve us. He will protect us in those times of trouble. And that our temptation is fast approaching. And a lot of people still are unbelievers, still don't have the faith, still are scoffing and mock. And they're getting ready to go back into order. They're getting ready to go what? Into the lake of fire. They're getting ready to be purified physically with that physical fire. We're getting purified through what? The adversity. You know what I'm saying? All the great trials and tribulation. But we will in the end be found worthy. And we cannot wait. The Lord is doing a mighty work. So now let's go to see where I want to go to now. One moment. Let's go to and what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the Lord to return. Let's go to Zephaniah. Let's go to Lamentation chapter 3. One moment. Something I want to get out of here. Lamentation chapter 3 and verse 24. Let's go here first. Lamentation chapter 3 and verse 24. And it reads, the Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. Verse 25. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the souls that seeketh him. And who seeketh him? That's the elect, the house of David. And that about what are we hoping for? We hoping for what? The kingdom of heaven. We ready for war, for the Lord to set everything back to order. That's what we're waiting for. We ready for this what? This wicked kingdom, what? To be destroyed. That's what we're hoping for. That's why the Lord said, wait on me until I what? Rise up against the prey. That's what we're waiting for each and every day. So we're standing still and letting what? Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. He's taking over the steering wheel. He's standing in what? On our behalf and everybody. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. That supernatural intervention is getting ready to come. That spiritual power, it is right around the corner. Why? We trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So let's get a quick precept there while we waiting on the Lord, and we hoping and we waiting and hasten what? His great and glorious return. How long, oh Lord? So now let's go to Zephaniah chapter 3. One moment. Let's get a little swallow my thirst quench. Salakia. Zephaniah chapter 3. One moment. Zephaniah. One moment. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse, I think it's verse 11. No, not verse 11. It's verse 8. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. And it reads, therefore wait ye upon me, says the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nation, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. That's what we're waiting for, the indignation of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. We're ready for the Lord to come back and set the record straight. The Lord said what? I will what? Repay. And everybody, the Lord is getting ready to repay. It is payday for the heathen nation. Also the 2/3 that didn't want to come out of that that mindset, constantly trust in the strength of Egypt, trust in the so-called white man, trust in oppression, and trust in what? In white man Jesus. You're going to be what? To destroy. And everybody, whether you want it or not, you getting ready to go back in order. You going through the fire. And everybody, you're going to get your mind right. And everybody, that the Lord is getting ready to get everyone's mind right. And everybody, we cannot wait. So let's get another quick precept. Let's go to see where I want to go to now. One moment. Let's go to, I think it's Jeremiah chapter 13. One moment. Jeremiah chapter 13, I'm thinking is where I want to go. Hold on one moment. Jeremiah chapter 13. One moment. Let's go here further. Let's see what Jeremiah. One moment. Jeremiah chapter 13. Salaki, one moment. Phone kind of acting up a little bit. One moment. Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse. See what verse I want to go to. No, this ain't what I want, but I'll read it anyway. Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 23. Can a Ethiopian change his skin, or a leopard change his spot? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So the out about who is the one that's accustomed to do evil? And out about the Lord made him that way. Esau, Edom, so-called white. And out about the Ethiopian, can he change his what? His skin color, what? His dark skin. Hell, no, he cannot. And out about it, the Lord made everything, well, you know what I'm saying, in perfection. And out about everyone is what is doing the Lord's will. And out about that's that order. You know what I'm saying? So that is about we're Israelite, whether we want to be Israelite or not. You know what I'm saying? Through what? Through the Spirit. Also through the what? Through the seed line of our father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? So the Lord is setting everything back in order. Also, you know what I'm saying? He's in what? Perfect control. So now, let's go to, one moment. Let's go to 2 Peter. One moment. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter, one moment. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter, see where I want to go. 2 Peter chapter 3. One moment. 2 Peter, one moment. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. This is what we're waiting on, the order that we're waiting on. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. And it reads, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Almighty, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Verse 13, nevertheless, we according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So that's the order that we're waiting on. You know what I'm saying? And out about the kingdom of heaven, out about a new heaven, what? A new rulership and a new earth, what? The kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? That dwells in what? Righteousness, you know, immortality, rulership, spiritual power. That's what the order that we're waiting on. And the Lord is setting things right back in order. And out about it, we're seeing that the Lord is very close. He is visiting the earth that he created. And out about it, he's exposing, you know what I'm saying, Esau, even the so-called white man, all this evil scheme, his evil agenda. And out about it, he have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. It is payday. The Lord said, you know, he is getting ready to pay those, the one that that recompense us. He's getting ready, the one that trouble us. I'll probably get that in a minute. Hope I didn't botch that. So let's go to one moment. Let's see what I want to go to right now. One moment. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 16. Proverbs chapter 16. One moment. Proverbs chapter 16 and verse. What verse I want to start? Verse. One moment. One moment. No, that's not it. That's not it. No, that's not it. Let's go to Proverbs. No, let's go to Psalm chapter 50. One moment. One moment. Psalm chapter 50, and we'll close out here. Battery kind of low on the phone, kind of acting up a little bit. That's all good. We're going to keep doing the will of the Lord. Let's go to Psalm chapter 50. One moment. We'll close out right here. Psalm chapter 50. One moment. Psalm chapter 50, and we'll start up at verse. One moment. We'll start up at verse. Let's start up at verse. Start up at verse 15. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 15, and it reads, "And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me." Verse 16. "But unto the wicked, the Almighty said, What hast thou to do to declare my statute, and all that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" Verse 17. "Seeing thou hatest instruction, and casted my words behind thee." And out about it, you know, it's talking about Esau, even the so-called white man. And about what do we have to do with the law, statute, and commandment of the Lord? And out about it, he will only do what? Wickedness each and every day. He is what? A antichrist. And out about it, he's no good. And out about it, none of them no good. And out about it, they constantly what? Destroying the earth, walking in great pride. You know what I'm saying? And out about it, you know, the Lord is getting ready to set the record straight and set them back in their what? In their rightful place. Is what? Being the base men of the earth. The Lord is doing it right before our eyes and before our enemies' eyes. And out about it, the Lord is doing a mighty work. And out about it, we cannot wait. We are very close to our salvation. And the Lord is getting ready to return. And out about it, all hell is getting ready to break loose. And out about it, we cannot wait, man. The kingdom of heaven, it is right at hand. And out about all we must do is what? Constantly trust and believe in the Lord. Constantly fear the Lord. Constantly magnify his name each and every day. So now, let's go to, let's keep reading down. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 18. It said, "When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and has been partakers with adulterers." Verse 19, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." Verse 20, "Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son." And that about it, you know, that's talking about the so-called white Esau and Jacob. And that he constantly slandering, constantly lying on, constantly what? He constantly plotting against us. And that about trying to what? To destroy us. But he will not be able to perform his enterprise, even though, you know, he's doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai on the what? On the left-hand side. And that about it, that we seeing that the Lord is constantly what? Bringing him down, and he's bringing us up. And that about it, we seeing it right before our eyes. The end is being manifest. And that about it, the Bible is a true book. So let's start back up. Psalms chapter 50 and verse 21. And it reads, "These things hast thou done, and kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I have altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thy eyes." Let's read that again. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 21. These things hast thou done, and has kept silent. And that about it, you know, the Lord right now, he is letting until he be taken out of the way. So that about it, you know, he has a certain time and bounds that he cannot pay. So right now, the Lord is keeping silent, but that about the Lord is what? Is visiting the earth. And that about it, he's getting ready to what? To make his presence known. So now let's start back up. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 21. "These things that thou done, and and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I have altogether such as one as thyself. But that everybody thought that the Lord was on their side. But that everybody, the Lord is on our side. He have never forgotten about it. He has never forsaken us. So that everybody, it's been so long. Lord is what's called long suffering. And everybody, so the so-called white man, he thinking that, hey, the Lord is on my side. I'm doing whatever I want to do to them. But only for a certain time. He's in for a rude awakening. So now let's start back up. Psalm chapter 50 and verse 21. And it said, I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thy eyes. And the Lord is getting ready to reprove and correct, and put things back into order. And we seeing right now that everything's looking bad. We seeing all of the signs of the times. That we seeing that the end is being manifest. We seeing that our enemy is constantly getting exposed. All the heathen nations are bucking up. The heathen is imagining a vain thing, that they're thinking that they'll be in the next Super Bowl, and they thinking that they're gonna take us out. But that about it. It is our time to rule, and the Lord is getting ready to correct everything and set everything back in order right before their eyes, and we cannot wait. And we knowing that the kingdom of heaven is right at hand. And we seeing a lot of our people are still being not considered. We still seeing that our people don't believe. They constantly walking past the prophet. A lot of people just passing. Just passing me up, and hey, either you choose life or you choose death. And we are here. It is at the door. And men of the Lord, we constantly shine and cry left and right. We're working overtime. And we're not worried about what people think about us. We're not worried about what the so-called white man thinking about. He's getting ready to go down. He's getting ready to go into slavery for 1,000 years. All these nations are getting ready to go into slavery. So that's the Lord is setting the record straight. Woo, we cannot wait, boy. We cannot wait. Judgment is right upon us. And also the kingdom of heaven, it is at hand. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is set thy in order before thy eyes. And is that the Lord is setting us in order. And he's doing a mighty work. And I like to say shalom to everyone on the comment board to join me on this live. It was just through the Spirit. And we got to keep pushing. Keep fighting. We got to endure to the end. We got to strive for the truth all the way to the finish line. And we will get there. The Lord has overcome, and we shall overcome. So I like to say shalom. Shalom for everyone on the comment board. Shalom. Shadar, Gabar Dama, GMS, I saw a chariot, and each and every one that's on the comment board. I like to say shalom and hoping and praying that we are part of the Hope Elect. I like to say shalom.